Hello, I'm BX2Cat and welcome back to an early morning travel vlog on the second channel. Today I'm going to be giving you, or I guess today and tomorrow, I'm going to be showing you my step-by-step kind of journey from the UK, where I live, roughly near London, to Sweden, or Stockholm, Sweden. And the reason for this is because I'm going a kind of non-traditional route, and it's non-traditional but it's cheaper than you might think going direct. So yeah, the interesting thing about living in London in particular, that I don't think most people in the world get, is that I feel like it's one of the most airported cities ever. There's 6 airports just for London alone, and that's excluding the fact that there's Birmingham Airport and there's a few airports nearby as well as the 6 that London has. Also, of the 6 that London has, 2 are like in the biggest 100 in the world. Basically, there's lots and lots of airports and lots of destinations you can go to directly. But the really interesting thing about this is it means that certain flights are crazy cheap and make it more economical to go indirect than direct, such as for instance between Luton Airport, which is one of London's airports, and between Luton Airport and between Copenhagen, the flights will often go down to like £10, which is why I went to last year, and this year it's just £6 to go from Luton to Copenhagen. So it means that it's actually more economical, rather than flying direct in Sweden, to actually go in via Copenhagen, I'm going to spend a night there just for fun, but then to take a train from there to Sweden, which means it should be the most scenic route ever. It's going to be cheaper, and it's going to be a little bit more interesting. So yeah, today I'm going to be doing that whole thing. Again, I love the sunrise today. I'm going to be doing that thing, but first I have to walk to the train station. So yeah, I'm walking to the train, and then, because the thing about it is all of the London airports are roughly the same distance away from the actual capital itself. This one's one of the cheapest ones to get to, as well as then having that direct flight to Copenhagen for literally £6 is all I go for. I guess it's like a weird promo thing, but they do it every single year, and it's just one of those insane flights that's going to allow me to take this super weird route into Sweden. So yeah, that's what I'm doing in today's travel vlog. I hope you do enjoy it. This is my first time like traveling somewhere with a suitcase, because I'm going to be there for a week. Or like, I don't know if you call this a suitcase, but like a thing I have to drag behind me. I did this for Ireland once, but like, this is heavy. I'm walking for like another 40 minutes of this, I don't know how, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. So yeah, I'll see you guys probably at some point when I get to the train or the airport or something like that. And by the way, this is the first vlog I've done with a new phone, so let's hope that the audio quality, or like, let's hope there is audio or stuff like that. But yeah, I'll see you when I get to the next place. 3 hours since the last little segment, but yeah, I just boarded the plane now on the way to Copenhagen. Very delayed it seems, and I should also quickly clarify, the reason that the train journey is better is because it's a lot scenic, and it's also incredibly cheap, even for like first class. Like there's like 20 trains a day of like 6 prices, and as it turns out, like it's something like 20 quid to go that way and do it that way. So yeah, that's where I'm going now. Vlogging public on planes with, and I'll see you in Copenhagen. Landed, and now I'm in Copenhagen. So what I could have done is I could have just bought the ticket so that the train would have been immediately as soon as I got here, and that could have made some sense, but I really like Denmark, so I think I'd spend a day here and catch the train tomorrow. Gives me more wiggle room too. And yeah, today I'm going to spend a day in Denmark, but if you wanted to, you could just go straight from the airport to Stockholm, which is one of the real cool advantages of doing it this way, I think anyway. Again, I kind of just looked into this myself rather than looking up online. I reckon there's probably some weird downside, but the thing is, you go straight from this airport to the centre of Stockholm, whereas if you go to any of the Stockholm airports, you have to be on a train anyway. So it's basically the same thing, but with super scenic routes. So anyway, in case you're curious as to why I'm going down the long hallway of death, I'm actually heading towards the centre of Copenhagen. I'm taking a metro, but it doesn't really look like a metro if you look back there. I guess it's just one of those things where they call it that. So yeah, I'm heading there now. And I guess we're going to explore Copenhagen today. Again, I really love Denmark. I'll be honest, like 80% of the reason I love it is the Danishes, but if that's not a good enough reason, I don't know what is. So yeah, I'm going to get into Copenhagen. Now in the very centre of Copenhagen, and there's one thing, look, one crucial detail I missed out. Bear in mind I have to stay here for roughly 24 hours, and that is that I have Swedish crowns, but not Danish crowns, which I don't know, I don't think it works that you can just use other people's currency here. So yeah, I have to go get some of that, and then I'm going to go get some lunch. Presumably it's going to involve Danish pastries, because I feel like that is a decent portion of the reason why that I don't know that the Danishes are amazing when they're not from Denmark, but they're even better when they actually are. So yeah, I think I'm actually on a bike path right now. Yeah, it's like a real road, so I need to go hop on this thing right now. If you look behind me, you can see there's all cyclists on it. So yeah, I'm gonna go get some Danish and then go to my hotel and like get rid of this just giant bag. I can't show you it because I don't know how to vlog, but you also probably can't hear me because it's windy. But bag, hotel, money, pastry. Sounds good? Let's do it. Got my Danish money and immediately accidentally tried to give someone Swedish money instead, and they're like, that's Swedish. And he just gave me a weird look. And it was really tempting to just say like, is this not Sweden I'm in? But I think, yeah, let's not offend the locals at the very first exchange. So yeah, I went on as soon as I got it, I was like, well, I'm gonna go drop my bag, which is such a relief, nothing to like drag something behind me. And then I figured I would like hop on like this weird like tour. I don't know, like a lot of places do like tours by boat or by like bus, and you've probably seen them if you've ever been anywhere that's worth touring. But there's like a little train thing that's like kind of like the play trains, but like you hop on it and it's a tour like that. So I went around the whole place and kind of took me to the other side of Copenhagen, and this is the side where, one, it's all made on reclaimed land, so like, you know, they just threw trash into the sea and it made an island and now everyone lives in it. But two, it's where a lot more of the kind of monumental stuff is. So, I'm sorry, if you look around me, there's like, I don't know, that's the Parliament building behind me. Over there, I think that's a stock exchange with like dragon spires. I think you just about see it. And there's meant to be a giant tower you can climb and get some nice views from. So that's where I'm going now. It is just worth mentioning because Denmark, or Scandinavia is expensive in general, Denmark is expensive in general, but because the exchange rate recently crashed for the pound, it means that it's literally like insane, crazy prices. So to put this in perspective, I tried to go get some water from a 7-Eleven convenience store, you know, just a normal convenience store, and it's literally 35 crowns, which I believe at the current exchange rate is just under 5 British pounds, something like $7, something like that. Very awkward walking right for a group while doing this, and yeah, it meant that it was just cheaper to buy what I have now found. It's called 7-Up Mojito. So yeah, hopefully you saw that I'm running across the road right now. It's making loud beeping noises, and okay, yeah, there was some message here, and I hope I got that across. Anyway, yeah, gonna keep on looking around Copenhagen because I've been here before. Just in case you don't know, I just kind of missed a lot of the stuff that I probably would have liked to see. So yeah, I'm gonna go see more of that, I guess. And I'll get back to you when I have. Yeah, I honestly couldn't work out what the guy kind of meant when he was giving directions to the place, so I just kind of walked, and it's a big building, so I should have been able to find it, but eventually I did. It took me a little longer than perhaps it should. There you can see the background, and doesn't it look amazing? Doesn't it look cool if you go to the top of that? And you can, almost every single day, but it just says closed for bad weather, and it's like, no, why? But yeah, that's just one of the, every now, I feel like this kind of weird bad luck happens every now and then. Yeah, I'm gonna walk through some of the canals and stuff, because even though whenever I look at, like, even when I look at this canal right here, I picture this being Amsterdam. I'm like, wait a minute, am I in Denmark? Or, but yeah, I guess that's just the weird thing about canals. But yeah, basically I'm going to walk through the canals and keep on seeing the old town a little bit. Again, so bummed out. Look how cool that thing looks to visit the top at. But not just today, it seems. So yeah, I'm going to keep on looking around and stuff. And then, actually, I can go back to my hotel now. So I'm going to make a route which goes roughly in that direction while also seeing... I know, again, I think it's cool to walk along these things and just see the random stuff that is from the oldish town. So I will go in that direction and see where I end up, I guess. That sounds good to me. By the way, just as I was saying, you know, by the way, I need to go charge my phone. It cut off. You might even see that in the little thing. But yeah, I obviously lost phone battery when you go below 5%. I don't know if this is all Android or just manufacturers, but I hate it. You can't use your phone thing, and it's like, that's what my phone is. You're just giving me 5% less battery to do that. But anyway, I lost access to my camera, and I made my way home eventually. I went through the thing. Couldn't show you any of it, of course. But I made it to the hotel. So as you guys are probably aware, if you watch these travel vlogs a lot, I play the hotel roulette, which is where I just use all the different like price aggregator sites where they, you know, like go through all the hotels and all the websites, and they let you know which ones are the cheapest. And the thing about Denmark, and indeed Scandinavia in general, is it's crazy, crazy expensive. And I didn't even realize this is like the peak time to be going to Denmark, which means that this is, you know, the second cheapest hotel I could find in the entirety of Copenhagen. But it's also something like, it's the most expensive one. I think it's the most expensive hotel I've ever, you know, had to pay, and it's the second cheapest one here. So yeah, the hotel roulette isn't really like, oh no, it could be bad, it could be good. It's gonna be like, oh, this could be okay, or it could maybe be a surprise. And I think it was actually kind of a surprisingly good one, because I realized I'm gonna have to do this in reverse. I lost my Samsung camera where I can do the picture-in-picture, so I'll show you from behind. As you can see, it's a nice looking place. It's definitely a very I don't know what word you even use to describe a hotel. Like, it's hotelish. I will feel comfortable here. I can spend, you know, 20 minutes here, recharge my phone, and then head back out into the world. That's good. Actually, it's funny, they referenced like, oh, if you want to take a YouTube break, you can. It's like, I probably will do that. You're very smart, that hotel. Comfort Hotel, I think it's called. So yeah, and also in case you're curious, there is a view back here onto like this weird little secret garden that I as far as I can tell, there's no way to actually access it. I can't see it. But yeah, there's a little secret garden back there. I think it's pretty cool. And yeah, this is my hotel room that I'll be staying in tonight so I can go get my train tomorrow. But for now, it's only... I can't see the time because this is my phone. It's only like, let's assume 5. And that means there's a whole bunch of time left in the day. So I'm going to go do some other stuff. I don't know what that other stuff will be. And then get back to here for later. So let's go. Oh, wait. This is just one of those parts of life where I just treat it like a video game in pretty much every way, but I was really desperate to climb something. As it just turns out, one of the buildings I stumbled across in my, I guess, venturing around Copenhagen is, it's called like the Circular Tower. I missed the name exactly, the Round Tower, but basically it's a really cool idea because it is just an entire tower devoted to being an amazing viewpoint, and something about the walk up here, you can see it, like, it just is a giant, like, corkscrew going around. It just feels so epic, and yeah, I just figured I'd mention on the way up there. I thought I'd get up by the time I finished this, but evidently, it does just go on forever and ever and ever. And maybe it's like the staircase in Super Mario 64, where you never stop until you got 120 stars, or I guess it's like 50 stars. Maybe I need to get more star power, but either way, again, I think it's cool to climb stuff, and I'll get back to you at the top in a second. And just like that, we're magically at the top. It actually went on like 3 times as long as that little video part, so I'm glad I didn't go all the way up. And then it goes up another spiral staircase and another set of stairs. It was pretty quick, but yeah, this is the kind of the achievement log moment where you can actually see a pretty decent amount of everywhere. I think it makes up for the crazy spiral place they can go to earlier. One of these weird things doing it right, like what someone's staring at me to, is very, very fun. But yeah, as you can see, Copenhagen is very pretty. I know you can probably see it through the log because I can't like put the camera through there while still facing me. But yeah, it goes around in all directions. Just around a little viewpoint. I thought it was like a church, but evidently since the inside it's just a staircase, it is a viewpoint that's designed to be a viewpoint. I don't know how that works. Yeah, Copenhagen, pretty place. Something like 8 PM now, and I'm coming towards the end of my like exploration of Copenhagen for the day, which might be the end of the exploration for this little trip, I guess, because it is only like a one-day kind of stopover thing. And yeah, I'm in this big group of palaces. Don't really know what it is, I just kind of walked here in between 2 things. But yeah, it's got a cool statue in the centre, and then it's got 4 palaces each side. The reason I'm mentioning this, I'm not saying, oh, look at this thing, I don't know what it is, there's 4 palaces, is because if you look in one direction, so just behind me right there, can you see the guy walking? It's kind of like the, I think they're called beefeaters, that, you know, the guys with red hats and stuff in, you know, the UK and London in particular. They're like those, but there's like only one of them at a time instead of like 10, and it's really funny looking at them because they're like really bad video game idea. So I'm sorry, the lighting's super weird. Okay, there we go, now you should be able to see. It's like really bad video game AI because they just like go to the edge of a pavement, stop, and then kind of turn around. I think that one's being like looked at by people. But there's one in each of these 4 palaces, and it's like only 4 guards. Is that all you can afford? Oh, apparently that's what it is, but no, this is just a fun little detour on the way to what I'm going to next, which is the worst tourist attraction in the world, supposedly. I've seen it actually before because I was on a boat tour and saw it last time I was in Denmark, but I couldn't see it because there was just people all over it, and it's like, but this is the worst thing in the world. So I'm gonna try and actually like see the thing, and maybe it won't be terrible, or maybe it will be. I'm honestly, I'd prefer it if it was bad, but you know, I'm willing to accept your results. So yeah, I'm about maybe like a 5 to 10 minute walk from that. It's a really nice scenic walk on, like, I don't know if it's a river, a canal, or like the sea, but something with water in, and yeah, it's gonna be great. So yeah, broken video game AI in some palaces, and some really bad lighting because the sun is right on me. I apologize for that, and looking forward to the worst tourist attraction, which I'll see you get to see in like 10 seconds, but I have to wait 10 minutes and walk there. And even though it's like reasonably late on a Wednesday afternoon, it is as crowded as I figured. Like, if you looked at everything else I've been to today, it's been like basically empty. But the Little Mermaid statue, the one that's on, it's on a bunch of websites being known as like trashed as one of the worst things. It's so crowded, and it's one of these things I don't understand because look at the size of it. It is literally that big. Yeah, there's a statue. Maybe you appreciate it. Maybe because I haven't watched The Little Mermaid, I just don't understand. I don't have the feels people have. But yeah, it's one of these bizarre phenomenons to me, at least. The attraction is the people around the attraction. But maybe everyone else is here for the same reason. They're like, oh, look at this is so crazy. Or maybe there is some magic behind the mermaid I don't understand. But yeah, I figured it was pretty cool to go to this. And it did disappoint me. Not quite as much as I was hoping, but there was quite some little disappointment right there, because you see there's like boats pulling up to it like every few minutes as well, and it's like, I don't understand the world, but it is pretty cool as a phenomenon to check out, and that's what I did right here. So yeah, Little Mermaid. They've even got a story. No one's actually really, like, there's a big like story behind it. No one even is anywhere near that. That explains that it actually came from one of the brewers, Carl something. I assume the Carlsberg guy. Basically, yeah, he fell in love with it because he watched the play. So he commissioned a statue, put it there, and it's just been one of the tourist attractions in Copenhagen ever since. Even though, by the way, this is like a solid 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes away from anything else. I'm saying numbers because I don't even know, because I took a weird way here. And yeah, it's a mermaid, and I'm not amazed. And that's why it's so great. I am now finished for the day. I come back to the hotel, as you might be able to guess from the fact that I'm sitting in a chair in the corner of a room. And yeah, it was a pretty great day in Denmark, all in all. I want to just kind of clarify 2 points. First of all, that round building I was in, I remembered the name and then I forgot it just as I started recording this, so never mind on that. But I looked it up, and it's not actually a church, but it is a cool thing that was designed to be as a viewpoint. There's an I think it's called an observatorium, they call it, but yeah, it's a pretty cool thing like that. And the second thing is that I probably came across a bit condescending when I was talking about the whole mermaid thing. I will clarify, there's a lot of weird stuff I do while traveling, and that makes sense. It's just every now and then there's a tourist attraction that, like, it must be so infamous that people know about it, right? And that's why I was kind of questioning that. I wasn't trying to say these people are stupid for enjoying this, because I think it's awesome if you can enjoy something, even if that something is close to nothing. So I just wanted to kind of interject this towards the end of the day. And yeah, now I've streamed. I've got, basically, because everything's so expensive here, I just went to an all-you-can-eat pizza restaurant, and to get maximum value, I had to eat so much pizza. Like, I ate something like 10 or 11 slices of pizza plus a bunch of salad for like 92 crowns, which is still a lot of UK money. And now I'm just full, and I feel like I'm going to pass out and die, which I'm going to do on my bed. So yeah, pretty great night in Denmark. I'd recommend if you're going to Sweden this way, that you do stay in Denmark, because Denmark's like the gateway to Scandinavia, or the gateway to Sweden, or whatever. And yeah, this has been pretty nice. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow, and it's a little fun journey. I really did enjoy today, even though now it's been like 18, 19 hours that I've been up. I like having these long days. They make you feel like you get a lot done. So yeah, with that said, I'm going to go get to sleep now. I hope I'll see you all tomorrow morning when I go aboard that train, or go eat hotel breakfast. I don't know which I'll be doing. But yeah, let's go. So I'm now doing the actual heading to Sweden part of the Sweden travel thing. It was nice to spend the day in Copenhagen, but now we're on the train. And like I mentioned, for some reason there's like 6 types of tickets, and a first class one was cheaper than a normal one, like by a significant amount. And by the way, we're actually leaving the station now. It's cheaper than normal by a significant amount. I was expecting it to be like in the UK system, where some commuter trains just have like, oh, here's a red seat for you, special first class people. But if you actually look here, they're super wide, spacious seats, and I didn't compare with the regular ones, but it looks like it is like a real first thing. But I guess they made a mistake, and now I get to pretend that I'm a first class type of person. And also I have 2 seats that somehow I'll work out to use the regular on. So yeah, I've got a 4.5 hour train journey to relax, probably get a bit more sleep, because I woke up at 7 today, which is like 6 on my local clock. And looking forward to seeing some nice things on the way to Stockholm, so I'll get back to you when I'm there. This is really interesting, at least if you watch my other videos, the EU geography and blah 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 videos, because I've just crossed over from Denmark to Sweden. I went across it's a really nice bridge. It's called like the Øresund Bridge. It's a point for like Scandinavian cooperation or something. But the point being here is that when I crossed over from Denmark to Sweden, usually and up until very, very recently, the case should be that because they're both EU countries and both part of Schengen area, which is every EU country and a few more, but not including the UK and Ireland, which would be a whole bunch more confusing and awkward when the UK actually leaves. But point being, if you have watched my geography videos, you'll know that you should be able to go from any 2 EU countries to another borderlessly. There's basically no internal borders, but there's a temporary violation, but it doesn't really count for reasons, because when you go from Denmark to Sweden by train, you need to show a passport ID to get on the train, and then there's usually random checks on the thing. So I do have to show this passport, which, by the way, top line, just going to be a little bit awkward in a couple of years, but I do actually have to show ID just to get past there, and it's just one of those weird things that actually slows down the trip and is like a violation of one of the key things right there. And also, I checked it up, and they just said, oh yeah, we don't have the resources to do everyone, we just do it randomly, and therefore it's okay. It's like,
So you just have to hope. I don't even know, but yeah, in Malmo, gotta stop for a little bit while people come on the train and check your ID, and then off to Stockholm.
And just like this, I am now in Stockholm, just outside the central station. I have to work out where to actually go from here. But just a couple of points about the journey. One, it was 5 hours, not 4 hours. And I don't know, it was really, really nice. I didn't really mind much. But it was just one of those things that's like, oh, there's a whole other hour. I miscalculated this whole thing. Second of all, the random checks which they warned us about, they're like, people will be boarding the train now, just didn't happen. And then they said, oh yeah, but they'll be there at the end. And then they just didn't happen. So it's random checks to get across the border, which seems like super inconsistent. Like if it's a big deal that, you know, people are getting across the border, maybe you should actually check them, not rather than just saying you will. But I don't even know. Anyway, yeah, like I said, I have to go find my apartment now because that's where I'm going to stay. And I just figured I'd show you the final step of the journey to Stockholm. It's super sunny, super scenic and nice in general. And yeah, like I said, I'm going to have to work out my way to where I'm going, which I'll do now. I think I have to go back into the station actually and take the metro, but who knows? Let's go find that place and do the final part of the vlog, which is like apartment roulette. It's like hotel roulette, except I know the exact place I'm going. I have arrived. That's right. It was really tricky because my mobile internet just died. I really need to look into why that is. Actually trying to get to this place, but I did it eventually. I got myself a zone pass so I could just goof up and make mistakes. But yeah, here I am eventually after all that trials and tribulations, and the guy didn't come in to meet me because he was clearly out or something, so he just left the key under the doormat and gave me a bunch of instructions and whatnot. And since this is my first time just checking out a place by myself, it's pretty cool. Bear in mind, this is the cheapest place I could get that had the number of rooms I needed when I needed it. I mean, that's changed, I'm here by myself right now, but yeah, basically this is the cheapest one I could get for that sort of thing, and it's pretty nice. It's reasonably close to the centre, like, or at least close to a station, and also pretty close to the centre, like, you know, maybe like a 25-minute walk, and as well as that, it's got some pretty nice spaces. I mean, there's a slight smell about this that I feel like some people like from their homes that I really don't, but that will be fixed in like a day or two. There's some art on the wall there, which is lovely. Is that an elephant? I didn't even realise the elephant until just now, but yeah. Also, because I think this is a nice thing hosts do, they left me a map of Stockholm, just down there, so some bike passes, as well as like a leaflet for the Stockholm Ghost Tour, which makes me think he's recommending it, because usually that's what they'll do too. There's like water in the fridge, which is nice, and see, taking the Swedish lesson was not useless, because I know this milk is milk. I think it's actually something milk, because the melon doesn't mean milk. But still, you might be like, Toy Cat, why did you learn so much about milk on Duolingo? And this is that reason. So, in all seriousness, yeah, I have to go get my console set up because I do want to stream tonight. Oh, I don't know if I've probably shown you everything. So yeah, this is living room, kitchen, bathroom, dining, not bathroom, can't do that. Then over here is the bedroom I'll be sleeping in. Over here's the bathroom I'll be showering and bathrooming in. And there's a room that I'm not going to do anything with. I might make it like the live stream room or something, but I don't know what to do with this. I mean, there's got to be something, right? Maybe I'll read a Swedish book. Oh, they're English books. No, they're Swedish books. Never mind. Maybe I'll read a Swedish book or something in there. Realistically, it's just a dead room at this point, but that's fine. I think everything's cool. So yeah, really nice place, given that it was one of the cheapest things. Pretty decent location. Even has a balcony over here. But I can't work out how to get this little hook thing off, so I can't go out there. Also, it's loud because even though it's got a really nice like view, it's kind of ruined by scaffolding, so whatever. This was awesome. I enjoyed the journey to Stockholm. The fact that it was like 5 plus 2 hours, so 7 hours versus it would have been like 3.5, 4 if I'd gone direct. You can kind of argue it was a lot of extra time, but I think being able to see the beautiful Scandinavia stuff as I went, and I think the journey was a very different one, and I appreciate that to some extent. So, cheaper, slightly longer, a lot more beautiful, and it's how you get from the UK to Sweden with a stopover in Denmark, because why not? So, I will be doing some Sweden travel vlogs on here. Bear in mind, today I might go out and do, I'm probably going to go out and do something, but tonight I'm going to be live streaming, and tomorrow I'm going to be recording videos, because there's certain ones I need to record, and then the weekend I'll be chilling around in Stockholm. I've got 3 days of fun, and that should be fun. I think that's how fun works, right? So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this travel vlog. If you want to see more, I do always appreciate you letting me know. I know I didn't even realize like how many people you like watch me just go around weird countries until like after the fact. So You want to see more of that? That's me saying in the comments down below. Well, I'm just pointing my chest here. You know, like, stroke my chest. Write some comments where my chests are right now. And besides that, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.